What I'd like to show you here is our brand new drone here at senseFly called the eXom. This is our drone, our solution to the close inspection, close mapping, info mapping, and 3D modeling professional market. This is a drone that's been built from the ground up, imagining what people need as features to be able to do an inspection. And what we realized that typical drones that have been out there so far, big drones with a hanging camera underneath, they're just not meant for inspection. What do we need for inspection? We need to be able to go up to a building, go up to a power line, go up to a dam, get up really close and see features down to the millimeter. We need to be able to be within a meter or two of the object to be able to scan it. We need to be able to look underneath objects. Bridges, for example, you want to be able to look up. Mapping, you want to be able to look down. That's why we developed this drone where the imaging head, the key component of the drone, is in the position that you see it here. In the front of the drone, front propellers are spread open. The camera can look forward. It can be tilted to look up. It can be tilted to look down, so that you really have the full field of view of whatever it is that you're inspecting, whether it's a bridge, a dam, or a building. The next thing that's important, to be able to get up close, you need to be protected. So this drone has protective shrouding around, ultra lightweight, flexible, yet protective shrouding. Drone can come into contact with objects, bounce off, not a problem. Of course, we don't want to be coming into contact, so to keep a distance, we have distance sensors as well. What you see in the head over here, right down there, is an ultrasonic based distance sensor and a vision sensor as well. These two sensors work as a pair to be able to detect the distance to objects, to be able to calculate surfaces, calculate distances to these objects, so that the drone is aware of its environment, aware of what's around the drone, so it can come into the ultimate position. These sensors you can find all around the drone. So we have one on the head, so the drone can come close to the objects. We see it down here. We have one on the left side of the drone here, one on the right side. These sensors are useful when you're up against an object. You want to be focusing on the wall, but you want to be moving to the side, scanning left and right, but keep your main camera focused on the thing that you're inspecting. So just like in a car where you have rear view cameras, rear view mirrors, we have a left camera, a right camera, a rear camera in the back. So you can see that right here. Lets you back up and stay focused on what's in front of you and what you're inspecting. The final one that we have is down here on the bottom, pointed down. This is important for keeping an altitude, keeping a distance to the ground, also knowing what's below you when you're facing an object. Of course, the purpose of this drone is professional imaging, it's inspection. For this, it's fully loaded with all the cameras that you need to be able to do inspections and mapping. We have a triple view head that has a very high definition camera, 38 megapixels, raw image format, so you can really get up close and personal. You can see objects down to a millimeter or even less than a millimeter. So cracks in buildings, this is very important to have this high resolution. High resolution video as well, HD video that you can see from the camera. We also have a built-in thermal camera. So for solar panel inspection, for building isolation inspection, we have the thermal image matched up with the RGB camera as well, so you can get edge detection from the main camera overlaid on the thermal camera as well. All of this put together in the same head at the same time, available at all times. Beyond the eXom drone itself, it comes delivered as a package together with the software you need to be able to fly the drone and to be able to process the data as well. So with every eXom drone, you have eMotion X software. Live streaming of all the videos of all the different cameras are available on your computer while the drone is flying. 2-kilometer data range, so you can fly quite far out, inspect objects a little bit far away, still have this live data stream, full control over the drone as well, control over the head to be able to tilt it, and of course you have your GPS position as well. You have full 3D background maps so you can see where your drone is in 3 dimensions over an elevation model within your map. You can do fully automatic flights. You can also do interactive mode flights where the drone is doing most of the work, but you're telling it a little bit how close to get to a surface. Very high level commands to be able to navigate while you're doing an inspection. When you get back on the ground, there's Post-Flight Terra 3D, which is our image processing software, which will take all the images, the 38 megapixel raw images, process them, create the output formats that are interesting to civil engineers, to agronomists, to surveyors. That's 3D point clouds, 2D orthomosaics, geo-referenced, 3D meshes, many other data formats that you can then import into other software to do post-analysis. What we have is our main eMotion X view here. So you have your map, full 3D view right now. You'll have your drone in the middle, and this is where you can do your automatic missions. So basically you have a 2D zone that you want to map, you create a polygon around, and then the drone figures out the different points that it can map. So here we see a typical polygon zone that we want to map. Move it around. And then as you're moving it and making your zone, the software is calculating exactly where all the pictures need to be done. Upload this onto a drone, you have your takeoff, your landing, everything is automatic, the mapping is done. For inspection tasks, what a lot of our users are going to need is actually be able to interact with the drone and come up close to objects. For this we have the main cam view here, so you can see the view of the main camera of the drone. We also have the sensor bar. So resembles a lot what you see in modern cars. We have 5 distance sensors around the drone, looking left, right, back, down, and there's one on the head, so we can see it on the head here and here. As we move the camera up and down, you'll be able to see this distance move. So now we're looking up, so you see the distance sensor up to looking up. We have a 5 meter distance, quite far. You move back down, we see the distance goes much lower. On top of this, we have our navigation cameras. Same idea, we have one on the head. These are wide field of view cameras. There's one on the head. This is the left side view of the drone. So when you're looking at a surface and you want to scan the surface, you can see what's to the left. The right side view, rear view of the drone. So that's us right here. And we also have the bottom of the drone as well. On the main view, you can switch between the main view and the wide angle view. So in the wide angle view, you can see where the main camera is taking images, but you also have the full situational awareness in the air. So I'll do a quick auto takeoff. You can see the drone is now up in the air. So we'll move it a little bit backwards. And we can see our main view, we can go up. See what's around AUVSI. So we can see a nice view around here. We can see the camera looking down, so we can see us down here. And we can see the main view of AUVSI around us. Move the camera down a little bit so we can see us filming right here. Camera head is fully stabilized, full control from the ground. Move it up. Bring the drone down a little bit. Go right up for our inspection. We can do a distance lock. Keep the surface at a very specific distance. If we get a little bit too close, that's okay. The drone can bounce off, no problem. Once we're done, we come in for a landing, automatic landing. Drone comes down, lands itself, and that's it. The eXom drone is really a drone meant for professionals such as civil engineers, agronomists, surveyors, so that they can do their job much quicker, much easier at a much lower cost. Typical example in the inspection world. So civil engineers that are inspecting bridges, there's hundreds of thousands of bridges in the US, something around 600,000 bridges in the US right now. These bridges all need to be inspected every few years for safety. The way it works right now is engineers come in, you have an engineering firm, they will build scaffolding, they will shut down the bridge for several days. They'll have a dozen or even more people that are on site to go around, build the scaffolding, inspect every part of the bridge in detail. This costs a lot of money. It's downtime for the bridge, we have to close roads. There's a lot of people that have to work for many days just to be able to do a single bridge inspection. Imagine that times several hundred thousand. These are huge costs. A platform like this is really meant to do that entire job in a matter of hours and not days. And all of that without needing to shut the bridge down, without needing to build any infrastructure around it. If you can come in with a drone like this, get up close to the surface, automatically scan all the walls of all the pillars, scan the underside of the bridge, the overside of the bridge, down to millimeter accuracy, which is exactly what this drone does with its 38 megapixel camera and being able to come at distances of 1 to 2 meters. If that work is done in a few hours, you can imagine all the time and the money and the risk that is saved compared to building scaffolding and having people have to climb up bridges physically. So that's exactly what this drone is made for, saving time, saving money for professionals, civil engineers that have to do inspection. That's the platform. More information you can find on our website, www.sensefly.com. Once again, the senseFly eXom available this summer.